Yeah, we start with. So go to chapter 4, production possibility curve. Like I said, a production possibility curve is also known as a production possibility frontier or a production possibility boundary. It shows the maximum output of two types of products and combinations of those products that can be produced with the existing quantity and quality of resources and technology. So when I talk about PPC or PPF or PPB, it means the maximum of what you can produce as an economy when you are comparing two products at the same time. Like if you have product A and B, do you get what I'm saying there? If you have product A and product B, the maximum of what you can produce when you compare both of them, given that there's certain quality and quantity in terms of resources available. So what you are able to produce between these products with the amount of resources you have is what we call production possibility frontier or production possibility curve. Do you get it or not? The combination of what you can produce as an economy, given the available resources that you have in terms of quantity and quality, is what we call production possibility frontier. So look at what we have here. We have capital goods and consumer goods. So these are what this economy can produce. The economy can produce 200 of capital goods. That's the highest. Or the highest of 300 consumer goods. This economy cannot produce both at the same quantity. So if it has to devote all its resources to capital goods, it won't be able to provide or produce consumer goods. If this economy is trying to produce, is putting all its resources into consumer goods, it means that it won't be able to produce capital goods. That is what we call production possibility curve. Do you get it or not? Yes. Now, the production point. While the PPC shows what is the maximum amount that can currently be produced, a production point shows that what is being produced or what may be produced in the future. Any point inside the curves means that there's not full use of resources. So we have point X, point Y, and point Z. Based on what we have here, if the production possibility curve is at point X, it means this economy is not fully utilizing its resources. Do you get what I'm saying here, please? So, like I said, we have point X, point Y, point Z. For good A and good B, if in good A, this economy is producing at point X, or if in good B, this economy is producing at point X, it means this economy is not fully utilizing its resources. That means this economy could do better than what it's doing right now. Do you get what I'm saying? Then point Y. What does point Y mean? Here they said, a point anywhere on the curve such as point Y means that the maximum use is being made of the resources. That means at point Y, the economy has produced the maximum it can because it's in the middle, it's in between good A and good B. Point Z, it is not attainable. The economy cannot produce at that point because that point is out of the production possibility frontier. Do you get what I'm saying here? The economy does not have sufficient resources to produce at that point. That is point Z. Do you get the point here? Yes. So point X means that the economy is underproducing. That means all resources are not fully employed. At point Y, the economy has reached its maximum. It can only start producing more if it wants to produce either good B or good A. At point Z, it is not attainable at this point because there are no resources to be able to produce at that level. Clear? Yes. So here we have, okay. So they said a country's PPC, okay, if a country is producing at point X, what is its output of, okay, look at what, we have a question already. We have 150, 60, and 50. The question says, if a country is producing at point X, what is its output of capital goods and consumer goods? At point X, its output of capital goods, it's 50,
and 200.
Consumer is what? 200. I think it's clear. If a country's output goes from point X to point Y, how many more capital goods and how many more consumer goods will it produce? From X to Y, it means it can produce what?
10 more capital goods.
10 more capital goods, thank you.
100 more consumer goods.
And what?
100 more consumer
100 more consumer goods. I think it's clear. Then third question. What is the maximum number of capital goods that can be produced if all resources are fully devoted to capital goods?
150.
150. Thank you. I think it's clear. Clear, Mohammed? Clear? So now we go to movement along a PPC. A movement along the PPC shows the resources are being reallocated. It also shows that opportunity cost of that. It also shows the opportunity cost of that decision. So whenever there's a movement along the PPC curve, it means there's an opportunity cost. How? We have good A, we have good B. If there's movement towards good B, it means the opportunity cost is good A. If there's movement towards good A, it means the opportunity cost is good B. Is it clear? So here they use the manufactured goods and agricultural goods. So if we are producing more of agricultural foods, it means we produce less of manufactured goods. 150 of agricultural goods will give us zero of manufactured goods. 60 of manufactured goods will give us 100 of agricultural goods. When we increase from 60 to 80, we reduce from 100 to 75. So there's always an opportunity cost throughout the movement along the curve of the PPC. Is it clear?
Yes.
The shape of the PPC. The PPC are usually bowed outward as shown in figure. Yes, bowed outward. So this is because the best resources are used first to produce a particular type of product. It was noted that in figure 4.4. Let's go back to 4.4.
That's 4.4.
Yeah, that's 4.4. It was noted that in figure 4.4, the opportunity cost of increasing the output of manufactured goods from 60 to 80 was 25 of agricultural goods. So there's always what? A reduction. If you are producing A, you will produce less of B. If you are producing more of B, you produce less of A. So that is what they are saying there. I think that is clear. Is it clear, please?
Yes.
Now we go to a straight line PPC. The opportunity cost of producing one more pair of socks remaining at 2 ties as the output of socks changes. So here, it only be a straight line when we have to double whatever we are producing. If we are producing one of these, we have to produce 2 of that. That is why we have a straight line PPC. If not, it always be what? A bar. Clear?
Yeah, right.
Now shift in the PPC. Remember I said there's movement along the PPC. Movement along the PPC means that what? There's opportunity cost. But shift in the PPC means an outward shift. An outward shift in the PPC is as a result of increase in resources. If a PPC curve is shifting outward, it means there's availability of raw materials. It means there is advancement in technology. It means there's government subsidy.
More capital goods.
More capital goods are produced. So here they said, causes of the shift in the PPC. The PPC will shift to the right, as shown in figure 4.7, this one, if there is an increase in the quality and the quantity or quality of resources. For example, if there is an increase in the size of the labor force, the maximum output that a country can produce will what? Increase. If the number of workers increase in this country, that means what they give out will also what? increase in terms of what their output are. If you have 5 workers here, you increase them by 10 workers. That means you are going to have 10 outputs. If 5 workers are producing 5 outputs, 10 workers should produce 10 outputs. Or double.
Yeah, double.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So that is what outward shift is about. So a shift to the left, inward,
Decreases.
that means there's a problem in the economy. It could be lack of availability of resources. It could be increase in taxation.
Lack of labor force.
Lack of labor force here. Do you get it? So whatever I said that are the causes of an outward shift. The opposites are the causes of the inward shift. Is it clear? Is it clear, please?
Yes.
Now, go to consequences. What are the problems when there's a shift in the PPC? A shift to the right of the PPC increases the country's production potential. It will be capable of producing more, but this is referred to as potential economic growth. To take advantage of this increase the capacity. The extra or better quality resources have to be employed. This figure talked about it. So, an outward shift in the PPC means that the economy is having growth potentials, which is good. But if the economy has to, maintain such, it needs to think more about the policies to ensure it. Get my point here. If the PPC is increasing its outward, the economy has to maintain that. Because if the economy cannot maintain it, it becomes a problem to the country. It becomes a problem to the people. So let's see how it becomes a problem. Oh, we're doing so much. Let me just go down here. Look at what they said. They said output increases, a rise in output. Okay, they only talked about an output shift. But the problem is this: if the economy continues to produce, when you continue to increase your output, the consequence of increasing your output is that goods might become excess. You start producing more than what you can consume. Then wastage starts to become a problem. With wastage, there is a problem. Do you get the point I'm making here? When you increase output, it's good, but it must not be of excess. Because if it is excess, then it becomes wasting resources. So what happens in the future? The resources will have been gone.
They will lose.
Do we get it? But outward, what?
Because of the waste.
Yeah, waste. You're wasting resources. There's no sustainable development. So what we need to know is that there's outward shift. Outward shift will come as a result of increasing output. That means we have availability of, we have technology advancement, we have government helping, like subsidy. What is subsidy? Financial help from government. So if government is helping those industries, they'll be able to produce more. And their cost will reduce. Do you get what I'm saying here? Outward shift will come based on if government is doing well in society or in the country by giving out subsidies. Subsidies are financial help. Like the government is giving business people $5,000 to help their business. They will be motivated to do more. Do you understand? So these are what we call outward shift. Based on technological advancement, government subsidy, education. What else we talked about? We talked about technological advancement, government subsidy, education. What else could help an outward shift? Discovery of new resources. Oh, they just discovered oil in Beda. Output of Libya will decrease in terms of oil. So these are the factors that decide an outward shift. Is it clear or not? Outward shift means that you are fully utilizing your resources. It is you can produce more. You have the tendency to grow. But inward shift means you are not doing well. And you not doing well might not only be this. It might mean that decisions that you have taken in the past are not okay too. Do you get the point? So inward shift means that the economy is doing poor, is poor. Resources are not fully utilized. Outward shift means that the economy is doing well. Resources are fully utilized. Is it clear? We go to multiple choice questions. A country experiences a fall in unemployment. How will this be shown on a PPC diagram? A fall in unemployment.
Fall in employment.
A fall in unemployment.
Unemployment. It's a shift of the PPC to the right.
A shift of the PPC to the right, which is the same as what? Outward shift. Thank you. Yeah. Do you get it, Mohammed? Are you sure? The question says, a country experiences a fall in unemployment. That means unemployment reduces in that country.
Unemployment. Yeah.
So if unemployment reduces in that country, it means the employees in that country are able to produce more. And that will increase their output. The next one.
The points in the diagram.
Which points in the diagram are attainable?
D and W.
Which one?
B and W. B and W. So the answer is B.
V and W?
Yes, they are attainable.
Attainable for capital goods.
Yes. Attainable.
Attainable. I told you when you produce when the point is outside your PPC curve, it is not attainable.
Because RNS. Not currently attainable, so it's RNS.
What? Which one is what?
RNS, that's A.
Is not attainable.
RSTU.
No, it's RNS.
Which point in the diagram are attainable? Okay, the question is which points in the diagram are attainable? So which ones are attainable now?
TU.
TRS. No, TRS.
T is attainable.
U are unattainable.
U is attainable.
S.
V. V. Yeah.
All TURS are attainable. RSTU. If you are point R, it means you are not producing more. It is attainable. If you are in point S, it means you are still doing well, but you can do better. That means you have attained that. If you are in point T, it means you are producing more of capital goods. If you are in point U, it means you are producing more of consumer goods. So point C, point R, S, T, U are all attainable, which is C. Clear?
Yes.
Question 3. I'm waiting. The diagram shows the country's PPC. What can be concluded from the shape of the PPC? TV programs take more resources to produce them than film. Now, resources cannot be switched between producing films and TV programs. No.
No, it's C.
Before I tell you, I will go back here. Scroll up. Okay, let me show you something here. Look at what they said here. They said, okay, a straight line. The opportunity cost of producing one more pair of socks remains at 2 times as the output of socks changes. So,
A.
C, right? Okay.
the country is able to produce 50 films and 200 TV programs.
Yes.
C. That's the answer. It's C. It's a straight line. Is that producing this or that? That's all. Nothing else. So the last question. Do you have another question there? Okay. Question 4.
Right.
It said, using the diagram, determine the opportunity cost of increasing the output of luxury goods from 25 to 35. If you are increasing output of luxury from 25 to 35, what is the opportunity cost?
Well, the cost is the basic goods.
To what? So what? How many basic goods?
From 25 to 35. Eight
basic goods.
Eight.
Because if you are producing you are increasing your production from 25 to 35. It means you reduce your production of basic goods from 100 to 92.
That's 8 basic goods.
So that means 100 minus 92, which is 8. 8 basic goods. Clear, right?
That's